Today we are looking at a console that almost everyone knows. Oh, the Game Boy Advance, sorry. Of course there's no cartridge in there right now, but today we're doing a special review of this thing right here, the Nintendo Switch is for another time. Many of you may not know what this is, and I really wouldn't blame you because it was a very obscure peripheral. Yes. It's called an e-reader. And what you would do is you would plug it up to your original Game Boy Advance using this. It was designed for that system. You'd put it in like this, and then you would scan cards. Hang on, let me find the cards that I have. Let's see. Of course, that is the e-reader, and of course you can save the games onto the e-reader, but we will be talking about that a little bit later. Alright, I'm back, and I've got the game. Here it is. Now I know this doesn't look like anything special, you're just like, that just looks like a card pack, like a baseball card pack. And yes, you would be right, this is designed after that. Good job. Good job indeed, but as you notice, probably now, it got some special stuff on it. And of course, before I cut off the top, it did say Nintendo Entertainment System. And what's that in there? Well, that's the game. Now for the interesting part. This game comes on a card. No, not one card, not two cards, but 5 cards. Of course, you can't lose any of them or else it becomes unplayable. That's one of the only things I have to complain about this. Otherwise, it's fine. That's right. I like it. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, good. So stressful when you think you lost one of these because it's like, oh great, I can't play the game anymore. Well, actually you could, but you would have to save it to the system and make sure you never save any other games. Of course, these are the 5 cards. This one being the first one. Cool. So we will scan it. Let me just stick the e-reader in like that. Yes. And here we go. Of course, you can see that I already have this saved on there. Because, well, this wasn't the first time that I actually did this. Yes, of course. I've done this before, you know. Now, you start by scanning this side of the card. Going this way in a Game Boy Advance SP. At about that speed. And there we go. That is the first line scanned. Of course, it's just a red sensor. One of those things you would find at shopping malls. So technically, you could actually use this on a QR and get free games. Well, if you wanted to, that is. I doubt anyone would want to do that because there's probably only a few things that you can get that you could actually get to work on this and you would have to remove this whole chunk of plastic right here, which actually houses the Game Boy Link cable to link it up to another system, and that would actually obstruct the view of the sensor which scans the cards, and as you know, that's not very good. Aha, okay. Alright, that was the second card. Now on to the third card. Now this is the only drawback to this course. I could have just started up the application like I didn't even scan the cards, but then again, scanning the cards is just something I like to do. It's just something that is very satisfying. Third card. Oh, I don't know if I can do that background noise on this channel. Probably, hopefully, I guess as long as I'm careful about it. Okay, card 4. Oh, like I said, I've been scanning all the... Oh. Of course, you have to scan it at a certain speed, otherwise it won't recognize it. You have to be really careful about how you scan these things, which is another one of the drawbacks, but then again, it's kind of cool how these things are on cards, because then, well, the game lasts just as long as the cards do, and if you take care of them, that could be for a very, very long time. Now for the last card. Now these cards only have one line on them because it's the last thing needed to install the game. Here we go. Oh right, yes, I forgot to press A. You need to press A every time. There it is. And once it turns yellow, you press A. And if it's a new game, you press A twice, and there's your new game. Or the game you just scanned. Of course, you can buy more cards and more games, and the price varies on eBay, Amazon, even collectible sites. Usually it's about $9, which isn't bad for a set of cards. It's a game, after all, and games usually cost more than that, don't they? Especially today. Of course, with the added cost of a GBA 001 model like mine, at a place, let's say Disc Replay, where I got mine, $40, and of course the e-reader's price of, oh, I forget how much that was. I think it was $10, $15. So that comes to a price of over $50. But still, I've had this console for a while, so yeah. And I only recently got the e-reader, so yeah, I've gotten my money out of it, so that's good. Sorry, there's another thing. You have to keep the cards nice, or else it will say that they're not reading correctly, which also means that they can't really be bent up. You can give them a little leeway, but I don't suggest bending them up and all that, because it's not very good for them. Alright, now all you gotta do is put away the game, which I keep in my 3DS case, in the little pouch, because, well, yeah, it's wise to keep the cards together in the packaging, because if you lose one of them, like I said earlier, it becomes unplayable. But besides that, it's a fun little thing, and it doesn't cost much if you have had your console for, well, let's say, for a long time. So now, let's play the game. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is what you all wanted to see. Oh, sorry, did I leave the camera recording? Oh. Now, oh, right, I forgot to start the game. There we go. I guess I still haven't started the game. Yes, reset the game. Of course, you can play this with 2 players with the GBA link cable if you want to. You can still use that with this model, of course. No, just continue. Okay, let's see. Sorry it's so shaky. I'm trying to play with... Oh, wait, I can play with 2 hands. I mean, 1 hand. I can do that with this console because... well, it fits in 1 hand, that's for sure. Of course, you can buy more games for this. But here becomes the interesting part if you turn this off. Oh no, I lost my game. Well, if you had put in a new set of cards, like I said earlier. Oh. Sorry. Oof. That was nasty. And you saved the game onto your thing when it tempted you to, when you first scanned all the 5 cards. It will ask you if you want to override the current save data, being the access save data, and replacing it with that game. And then you can play that game on here from then on. Of course, there is games that you can't save, but there's only 1 game that you can't save onto this, and that's called Manhole for Good Game and Watched. Yeah, that was on here. But yeah, if you do access save data, of course, it loads up the game just a lot quicker, and that's pretty cool. But what if I were to tell you that you didn't need the e-reader to play that game at all? Now what you do is you leave the e-reader in the machine, right? You still have your saved game on there, and this is required because you don't want to scan the cards, of course. This still works if you scan the cards. And this can only save 1 game at a time, so yeah. But you turn the system on, right? And then you wait. Now I know. Some of you will be like, wait, what? And now you press A, of course. You go down to access save data, unless you want to scan the cards. Like I said, this still works with the cards. And then you press A, right? And then the amazing thing happens. You can pull out the e-reader completely, and you can still play the game. Watch and learn. Even the demo is working. And now, you play with no e-reader in sight. Pinball with no cartridge. Games with no cartridges. Now, how is this being played without a cartridge in it? Well, I'll tell you. When you saved that thing to the e-reader. It's actually made a copy on the Game Boy Advance and the e-reader because it needs a stable connection to play the game. Even if the e-reader is bumped a little bit, they want you to be able to play your game. Well, I suppose that's what's happening here. But I think that the game is actually been saved to the GBA. But why? But you know, it's kind of hard to explain. I didn't actually know about this until now. And this may be the only game that actually works with the GBA pulled out. I mean, the cartridge pulled out. Because every other game just acts like cartridge tilting. And, this game fully works. There's no cartridge in sight. If I could get that in the light, can you see in there? No. Let's see here. There it is, right there. No cartridge. And I'm not... Okay, I just got a game over. I don't know why. But watch, even though I got a game over, I can still play the game. It doesn't realize that there's no cartridge in there. Which is odd, because... well, I guess you could actually be all like, oh, hey, one of your friends, and you could borrow their game, but you'd have to keep your system on all the time, because watch what happens when you turn it off. And of course, the generic Game Boy logo happens when you don't have a game cartridge in. But let's put that knockoff cartridge in. I remember when I did that video. Oh god, oh, come on, was the video... Oh, I hope not. I seriously hope not. If the video was sideways, I apologize so much. But this is what a regular cartridge looks like. And then, you remember how the other cartridge had the thing where... Remember how the e-reader had the thing where it would let you play if it was still in the thing? Well, watch what happens when I try to play this. You hear that? You hear that? I can't... I'm trying. That's right. This game doesn't work. Which means that there might actually be a secret copy inside of the Game Boy Advance. Otherwise, that thing is just a directory to a menu. But then again, it is a fun little piece of hardware for the GBA. And in the end, that's what it is. A bit of fun. And a little bit of cheap. Ooh. Sorry. That was just... I unvelcroed something. Okay? Just... I unvelcroed something. But, now let's see here. Now... That was it. This is the e-reader, and I already did the cards, so... I think that's it for right now. See you guys in the next video. This was a review of a small little piece of obscure media on a game console that's very well remembered. Bye for now. And more games for the e-reader coming soon.